Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we completed all of the quests in summer, so we are now on to fall. This is a really exciting time where we're going to be growing a lot of new fruits and making a whole bunch of new desserts. So I'm really excited about that. So with no further ado, let's dive right in. So I'm outside right next to our wheat fields where we're doing auto harvesting, where we're getting our seeds for our seed oil. And I set up about 4 more of our auto harvesters in the same sort of a setup and pattern as we had done previously, because we're going to reuse this same setup for collecting our fruit. Now, not all of the fruit can be planted in this way. Some of them are going to be fruit trees. We're generally going to try to avoid the fruit trees as much as possible for things like apples, for things like bananas. They're going to be a necessary evil here, but we don't really want to worry about automating them at this stage because it requires more complicated setups than what I'm really willing to commit to at this exact moment. But for anything that's a ground fruit, it's going to be really easy for us, and we can do this just like this. So let's go ahead and get started here. All we need to do is first buy up our seeds. So if we go back to our buying section, you can see all of these fall crops are now available to us. So let's get started with all of these. We're going to need basically, one of basically everything in here. Alright, so it looks like a bunch of things are just getting thrown on the ground here because I have too many items in my inventory, but let's get started setting up these fields and we'll come back for these in a second. All of the items right now are being collected here, but they don't really have a place to go. Now, I did route my item cables from our portable storage interface underneath these planks here, this lovely path that I've added, and that's going to go into our storage controller here. Alright, so let's get started setting up some of our farms here. I think that we're going to start with berries. I tried our melons and neither of them worked properly. So we're going to start with strawberries and see if these work properly. Let's try and grow these real fast. Yeah, that seems to be doing the right thing. Okay, great. And now let's try our berries. Let's do sweet berries on this side. Let's see if this works for us. It does indeed, that's good, and we're getting cut by them. We'll do blueberries on the front side here as well, just like this. Great, that seems to be working for us, and I think I'll try and do pomegranate over here and see if this works for us. There's pomegranate bushes. And yes, those are being properly harvested also. Okay, great. So all of these items are going to come down through that system and then, in theory, go into our storage here. We just have to enable them to do so. Right now, they can't actually be output into there because it doesn't know how. So we need to give it a way of doing this. So we're going to go ahead and put all of these fruits into the system here, and then it'll know that it can pick these up. We'll do strawberries here, and then we will do sweet berries here. So these should start increasing in number once those start growing from over there. Perfect. All right, so let's start on the next set of fruits here. I think what we'll do is try and do our limes. Let's try and maybe do our adzuki beans, orange, grape, lime. Yeah, I think these 4 we'll do as the next set here. So let's just try this just like this. And grapes should work seamlessly. It looks like those are being planted properly. Okay, great. Oranges will do similarly. And I know that orange trees typically are very big. We're going to call these cultivated orange trees, just so we don't have to think too hard about it. Similarly, these are cultivated lime bushes. And then adzuki beans, I think we can just throw these down on regular soil. So let me see if I can't get this transformed. There we go. Just like that. Alright, so now we have our next set of plants. We can put these in the next row, just like that. Wonderful, and now these should start coming in as soon as those start to grow, and we can see our other numbers are indeed starting to go up, which is a good sign. So those should be the easiest ones for us to auto harvest here, and as soon as we have enough, I'll go ahead and cut some of these up so that we can get some more seeds so that we can plant them and continue to grow our fields here. Now for the last couple here of weird ones, we need to deal with those individually. So banana fronds are actually kind of weird because we can only get them to grow in the rain. So we're gonna have to do a couple of things here. We're gonna need to buy up a whole bunch more of them because I need to basically build a veritable forest of them. Now, I will admit that I had turned off the weather previously, so we're going to actually have to turn it back on or set it to rain when we want this to grow. So let's come over here, and I think we need about a 5x5 spot for these to grow. I think that's roughly the size that we're going to need, so let's just make sure that we have at least 3 blocks in between each of them, or 4 blocks, I guess, between each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just make a nice huge grid of these to be able to grow a bunch of bananas. Alright, so let's turn our rain back on here and see if this doesn't help these to grow a little bit more quickly here. Oh, it looks like the ducks are really enjoying the rain. They seem to like to be out here in it. So while that's going, we're going to go ahead and throw down our mint sprouts as well and get these going. So we'll need that to grow up a little bit, and that should, yeah, there we go, turn into mint for us properly. We like to see that. Okay, so vanilla pods don't grow like normal plants. Oh, and it looks like our bananas are finally coming in. That's great to see. All right, a few of these are starting to grow up. Oh, can I tweak to grow now that it's raining? Yeah, it looks like I can. All right, I thought these only would tweak to grow up to their smaller size, not to their larger size. So this is a big advantage for us. It still only means that we're only going to get 1 bunch of bananas while it is raining per tree. I think maybe 2 in some cases, but that does mean that we are going to have to do this for a little while to get all of the bananas that we need. All right, well, all this cutting down of bananas is going really, really slowly for us. So I want to do a couple of things real quick here to get some upgrades. First off, let's go ahead and upgrade our tools. I'm going to go ahead and buy ourselves up a golden axe, and that's going to unlock diamond tools for us. So from here, we can also go ahead and get ourselves a diamond hoe if we want. Diamond hoe, wonderful. And actually, you know what? It makes sense to go ahead and probably buy up a, ooh, I can do netherite too. Oh, but I don't really have enough coins to justify that. So let's just stick with these for now. I should have done that in the other order if I had been smart and not wasted all of my coins on a diamond hoe and instead spent it on the diamond axe. But I think a gold hoe will be fast enough for us to see a market improvement. All right, and at long last, we now have 64 banana bunches, and we can use that for basically only making bananas or a banana bundle. So we're going to just make a whole bunch of bananas with that. That's 4 stacks of bananas. And with those in hand, that should be enough to get, yeah, the first half of the banana quest done. So we will store these for now in here, and we can come back to those later. All right, so mint is set up, and we've got mint coming in. That really only leaves our vanilla and our cocoa beans. Now, you can see I already made a mistake in setting up the vanilla pods, and I'll show you exactly what that is. Vanilla pods don't work like normal plants. These are much more like some sort of a snad version of our sugarcane or something. See, when we plant this down, let me just put some down like right here. You'll see that very quickly these grow to enormous height and become very, very large towers of vanilla. So these are really easy for us to grow. We can literally just cut these down. It does poison us to do so, but we get more of this than we could ever possibly want as a result. So we're actually getting so many that it's causing graphical glitches. That's weird. I don't know why that keeps happening, but it's fine. It's fine. We have lots and lots and lots of vanilla now. So that's going to be pretty much all that we're going to need for the near future. So we can just put this into our storage. All right, great. Now we're going to need a couple of more storage drawers. We are getting pretty low on our storage finally. Let's go ahead and just stick these right on top here, like so. And we will need to remember to lock those. Hopefully we can do that before we end up actually getting anything in there that we don't want. It looks like we're fine. There's 2 more drawers there. Okay, great. And now what we can do is start working on our last item, which is our cocoa beans. For these, we are going to need to go and grab ourselves some new saplings. So let's go and get our jungle logs here. We can get them from our saplings. Do I have any of those zinc coins left? I don't. So let's get ourselves a bunch of our jungle log saplings. Let's see here. We want jungle. Want more jungle. We want more jungle, and we want more jungle. Okay, that's going to be a lot of jungle saplings for us. With 4 jungle saplings, we can make a large jungle tree instead of just a single jungle tree. With any luck, there we go. That is a massive jungle tree. And using our brand new golden axe, we can cut the whole thing down. Well, almost the whole thing down. It looks like we're going to have to climb up there and grab the top off of it because we missed that really quickly. Nope, still not high enough. Just a little bit taller. There we go. Okay, great. And that should give us plenty of jungle logs to be able to grow our cocoa beans. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to set up a row of these. We're going to come a little bit over from our vanilla, and we're just going to put down a series of logs here. Maybe we do a wall of 3 high, just like that. And now we can put our cocoa beans directly on here. And we can, of course, torque to grow these as well. Let's go ahead and cut those off. There we go. And now we've got 12. And through this process, we can get a whole bunch of cocoa. Of course, the vanilla we're going to use to make vanilla, the cocoa we're going to use to make chocolate. And actually, it looks like those top ones are too high. So I apparently counted this wrong. Let's just go ahead and make this a too high wall. Apparently, we can't torque any higher than that. All right, now we have all of our necessary cocoa beans. We can throw those in here. I think that's just about everything except for our 2 melon selections. That's going to be an issue for us here. I think what we'll need to do is just set up another tiny farm just on this side just for those. So that should be easy enough for us. We do need to have tilled soil here, so let me grab up a bucket so that we can get some water for that. So let's go ahead and grab some water from this pond that's right over here on our property. And we will set ourselves up a nice little space right over here. Whoa, 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 no sheep, no sheep. Stay out of the rotating knives. Stay out of the rotating knives. Okay, back. All right. I think we need to make a side detour here before we get to the next farm section. It looks like our animals want to wander into the rotating knives area, and that's less than good. Let's go ahead and make up some fences really quick. Oh, before these guys get in trouble. Yeah, this is perilous. 1 second. Let's buy up a lead real quick here, and it looks like we bought up 2 accidentally. That's not a big deal, but I'm going to use this to hopefully take you out of harm's way as much as possible. There we go. Just come over here and stay away from everything. All right, so let's go down to our construction real quick, and we will buy up a bunch of fences. We need a lot more money to do that, though. Let's go ahead and convert a whole bunch of our zinc coins here. That's actually more than we can really fit in our inventory, but it's fine. And we will use that to buy up a boatload of fences. What kind of fences should we go with? We have a lot of decorative fences in here. Let's just say that we're going to go with spruce stockade for now. So I'm going to buy up a bunch of spruce stockade fences and use that for all of our farming needs here. All right, let's go ahead and run our fence right along the outside here. Whoops, that did not need to go there, so that it's gives us a little bit of room here. I'm just going to close this off entirely for now. We can come back through later and make sure that it has some gates and stuff, but we just need to get this down and in place so that any wildlife is not harmed throughout the build process here. So it looks like I still have a bug in the pack where I don't have all of the gate recipes added that you can buy in the shop. So I do need to fix that here. Oh, hello Maki, hello Nori. How are you all doing? Such good kitties. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and give our kitties a treat. We have some raw salmon that I bought at the shop earlier. There we go. Good kitties. Good kitties. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and keep the door closed so they don't run out while we aren't looking. And we're going to build ourselves a couple of nice gates here. Let's go ahead and build a couple of these spruce Hiley gates. Again, these are from Macaw's. I think these look real nice, and we'll use those to get in and out of our little fenced in area here. And I think we'll just replace this one plank with our fence gate there. Now, I don't really need the fence gate here, I think. I think they won't get in and out without that, but I think we'll be fine to have it. And then this side, they can't really get through without a whole lot of navigation, getting through all these rotating machines. I think the rotating machines are relatively safe for them, given how I've got it set up, but I will go ahead and think about putting some back here, yes sir, because of exactly that. I don't want you coming through and walking in and having something happen to you. So let's go ahead and cordon that off a little bit. We will go ahead and bring our fence down just a little further here and then close this in and do something like that. That'll be the backside entrance here. And then all that remains is to add gates on the far side right here. and probably a couple in the middle of our path as well. Let's go ahead and add one here, right about there. Now, just to make this look a little bit more decorated here, I think I'm going to put some spruce layers on here, and then I'm going to put a spruce slab in between the layers, and then another spruce layer on the other side. Whoop, that is not the direction I want you to go at all. Let me hop up here real quick, put another layer just like that, and that's just going to give us a cute little gate topper. It doesn't need to have be on every gate, but I do think that that kind of makes this look really nice when you're coming in and out. So maybe we do that through a couple of these farm sections just to give it a little more visual character here. Alright, so there's our cute little fenced in area now, and all of the animals are safe. That means it's time to get back to the original task that we had at hand here, which was setting up a little field for just our various melons and pumpkins and whatnot. So I think we're going to do that maybe like right over here somewhere. And I think what we'll do is, since these tend to grow in a pattern around the crop, like in any of the cardinal directions here, what we can do is actually just put down, I think, one seed in each little slot here, and maybe we actually grow this field out this way a little bit too. So I could actually just put the water like right underneath the ground here a bit. So I think if we do 2 there, we can actually just have our path come right here. And if I'm lucky, yeah, my path can go right over top of that water source, and that should still hydrate those blocks even though there are a couple of slots over. So with any luck, this will now turn to our regular farmland, the hydrated farmland, just like that. Okay, great. And then we can throw down some seeds in each of these. So yeah, there we go. It's starting to hydrate. We'll put our melon seeds there, and we'll put our pumpkin seeds here, and relatively quickly these should then grow just like that into our plants. There we go. Wonderful. That's what we like to see. We can start harvesting these up and turn them into the slices, just like so. And then our our pumpkins, we'll do the same real quick here. Let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to turn that back into pumpkin seeds because we do need a few more here, just like so. Okay, good. And that should be plenty for us, just like that. Okay, wonderful. Now, I could even increase the size of these fields if I wanted and come right here, but I like having the little paths kind of the way that I have them. And so this can kind of wrap around and just go down the middle. I think that looks awfully nice. Now, if you want to force them to grow in a nice little row like this, what you can do is put some sort of material that they can't grow on, anything that's other than dirt or farmland on either side of these blocks, and they'll grow into a nice little pretty row for you. So that's another way of doing this that'll kind of corral them to grow where you want them to. But for now, I'm fine with this, with them just being a little bit wild here. I don't think it's necessarily a problem for us. All right, let me keep gathering these up a little bit here. We can, of course, use the ultimine to grab a bunch of them all at once. And in a second, we will have plenty of our pumpkins and our melons to go around. All right, and there we go. All of our square fruit is now done. I don't know why in Minecraft why they insist on melons dropping melon slices instead of actual melons. It's a little bit annoying, but we can totally live with it in this particular case. I do think that's something I can probably fix in the mod pack. I might poke at that later on to see if there's an easy way to do it, but it's not keeping me up nights at this point. Okay, so at this point, we should be getting pretty close here. So do we have enough mint leaves? We do not. I don't know why these are not growing especially rapidly, but we can speed up this process very quickly here. Generally, these should be growing as rapidly as anything, if we are lucky. There we go. I don't know why Neapolitan recipes are a little wonky though. I think the Neapolitan doesn't really acknowledge the terra preta underneath for some reason, and it's not increasing the growth speed. Let's see if that about does it. We are almost there. Hopefully with this batch, we will be there and have all of the ones that we need. We do. Perfect. Okay, so there is that quest done. Berries should be about ready. Looks like we're running a little low on berries. Let's go ahead and get these cranked up a little bit more. It doesn't help that we don't have that many of our actual berry plants growing here, so we can speed this along a little bit by planting extras. I think we have plenty to go around, just like that. That should help a little bit here. All right, so I think we have enough now. Let's grab up our various berries. There we go. That should complete that section of the quest. Our common fruits, our oranges, and our grapes. There we go. Again, custom added for the pack, not to brag or anything. Next, pomegranates and limes. Let's see, we've got more than enough pomegranates and limes. Wonderful. And then our square fruit is done. And then last but not least, we just need to grab up our azuki beans. There we go. Wonderful. I love me a good azuki bean bun. That is one of my favorite little desserts there. Wonderful. Okay, so now we are done with all of the basic quest lines for our crops, and we can move on to actually using them to make things. So very shortly, we are going to be on to juicing all of our crops and turning them into various desserts now that we have all of these delicious fruits. But that's going to have to wait for next episode. Hey, if you've made it this far, why don't you consider clicking that like button or subscribing if you haven't already, or leaving me a nice comment. Tell me what your favorite fruit is. What are the sorts of desserts you really enjoy? Hopefully those desserts are in this pack. If not, maybe we'll have to think about adding them. But for now, we're going to call that the end. So thanks again for watching Enterprise Architecture, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends!